Drone! Skibbity boop bop! Skibbity babe!
This, ladies and degenerates, is the drone device. Pretty cool, huh? Now, you see, this little toy, or rather, toys, plural, have been on my mind for a bit as I've been replaying the original Ratchet & Clank. And then came the question that was responsible for this video's creation. Is the drone device really that bad? Or could it perhaps be underrated? Well, let's find that out right now. So, what in the Solana galaxy is this thing? And where in the frozen night circle of hell does one even acquire the drone device? Okay, well, I just kind of spoiled it. It becomes unlockable as soon as Ratchet & Clank touch down on planet Hoven, for a respectable 7,500 bolts. That's the same price you'd have to pay for the Glove of Doom, the Mind Glove, the Walloper, and the Decoy Glove. The drone device itself works by deploying 6 drones to circle around and shield Ratchet from most projectile attacks, as well as, inadvertently, physical attacks. This is the case because of enemy proximity. If an enemy gets too close, one of the drones will home onto them and self-destruct, killing them. Cool concept and design so far, right? Well, not so fast. You see, the main weakness of this thing is that it's kinda janky, if I were to put it lightly. But why? First and foremost, it doesn't block all damage. Yes, you heard me correctly. The main gimmick of the drone device, which is even further proven with the shield icon for it being a defensive weapon, isn't exactly as advertised. 2 main noteworthy things to know about it. 1. It does not block the alarm orbs that can spawn on planet Core 2 and Drek's fleet, if the sentry bots press the alarm button. 2. It will only protect you from damage if the damage source is directly in front of a drone. This was obviously intended by the developers to make the drone device weaker the less drones you have circling Ratchet, but this inadvertently sealed its fate by making it utterly useless for any damage source that isn't going in a straight line towards Ratchet. Like these bomb spitters on Umbris. Meaning, yes, it's useless at protecting him there too. Wonderful.
That lovely?
And this is all just from my observation. When looking online, the drone device is an underutilized weapon that is often overshadowed by more offensive options, such as the Glove of Doom. It seemed like people would just rather actually deal with the problem itself, rather than shielding yourself with a janky weapon. Oh, yes, that's right. We've even got a report here of it being able to occasionally fly in the way of a projectile that wasn't even going to hit you. Fantastic! With the reception of this attempt at a shield cemented, Ratchet 1 became the only game in the series that featured these cute orbital drones. That's right, it never returned after this game. But this was by no means the end of Insomniac's brainstorming to provide Ratchet with a defensive shielding weapon. And then, a year later in 2003, with the release of the sequel game Going Commando, the shield charger dropped onto the complacent Ratchet's lap, and changed the whole game regarding defensive weapons. The shield charger in Going Commando is a lot more traditional in its design. It actually becomes a full-on force field shield that surrounds Ratchet, blocking a limited amount of all damage. And just like drone device, enemies getting too close to you will be inflicted with a bit of damage. Simple. When upgraded to the Tesla barrier, it does even more damage, and can even zap electricity with a slightly wider range. Okay guys, I'm not being sponsored by them for this video, but I honestly believe that Gadgetron is usually superior to Megacorp any day of the week. But this is just an utter obscene fat L from Gadgetron here. Why would anyone prefer the drone device, when the shield charger, even when not upgraded, blocks more damage, is more consistent, lasts far longer, and can actually block damage from every direction? Well, I'm not here to advocate for Gadgetron propaganda and claim that the drone device is superior, because, well, it's not. But that's not to say that the drone device is entirely all doom and gloom. You see, if there's one area that I feel the drone device excels in, that even something like the Mind Glove was intended to do but couldn't provide nearly as effectively, it's the freedom to use more of your weapons, anytime, anywhere. But what do I mean by this? Well, say you're a big fan of the Walloper, or maybe you like to rely mainly on your wrench, or perhaps even a medium-range weapon like the Bomb Glove or the Blaster. Well, the drone device gives Ratchet the capability to use pretty much his entire weapon arsenal, even in the more disadvantageous situations. Want to use the Walloper on Pokitaru, where these mutated pufferfish keep shredding your nanotech to pieces? Put on the drone device and keep on wailing away with the Walloper like normal. Or, say that you want to get through Gemlik Base super quickly. Instead of the intended method of shooting these 3-man turrets near the end of the level, you could just equip the drone device, and it'll block just enough of the bullets to get you to the other side in time. Main point is, despite some of the jank, if you know what it can block and what it can't, the drone device is still pretty decent, and could still work just fine as a cool, unique shield. Just like every other weapon in the game, it's good in some areas and weaker in others. That seems kinda objectively balanced to me. Look, just to conclude, I'm not going to lie and say that the drone device is amazing. It's not. But in my opinion, it's also not as shitty as everyone is making it out to be. It's a perfectly solid B-tier weapon in my eyes. In my opinion, it has its use, and if you can learn the jank, you're still in mostly safe hands. But still, in terms of sheer objective value, yes, the shield charger is better. But these drones will always be more memorable and unique in my eyes. But I wouldn't blame you if you rarely used them or just skipped out on them entirely either. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to hear more. See you next time. Laters.